Okay, are you able to see my screen? Yeah. Now, Imran, for Imran, let me clarify Imran question for 5 minutes and then we'll go for our class. You have created of one class, right? Employee class. Just assume any class. Have created one class EMP. Okay, EMPL class. So inside that we are writing of private int EMP ID. Okay, private string emp name. Okay, private double salary. Okay, so for this we need to generate setters and getters. Okay, now class is done. So if you want to set any data for this class, let's create a one more class, class test emp main method, write it. So if you want to set the data for that class, first create a EMPL class. EMPL EMP equal to new EMPL. Okay, is it clear, Imran? Once we created that class, so in the main method we need a main method to run that employee class object. Okay, inside main method we need to create a employee object. Okay, for that employee object emp dot set employee id. Okay, do some number emp dot set employee name. Okay, now give up some name. Okay, now next emp dot salary. Automatically those it will show the suggestions. Set salary. Now okay, now if you want to get the data system.out.println, what we need to do, emp dot get. Get methods we need to use it. Okay, emp dot get name system.out.println emp dot get salary. Okay, now run it. Is it coming? Okay, if we are not using this, that's what you did. The mistake is this is what the mistake you did. The mistake, yes, main method is missed. Okay, yeah. Now let's move to yesterday what we have discussed, guys. Bitwise operators, right? Yeah. So is you people gone through that? What is that one's complement, two's complement? Is gone through that, or at least you revised my video at least? Okay, that's up to you. Okay, I can say only you can learn it from outside as well as from my video. If you're not done, that's your choice. Okay, now next is bitwise complement operator, or else we can call it as a tilde. Okay, tilde operator. This is applicable only for integral numbers. The bitwise complement operator is applicable only for the numbers. Okay, if it is a positive number means, then normal it is a. If you are adding tilde symbol, then the output is coming as 5. Yesterday we have seen for that 4 number, normally it is of binary representation. Okay, it is of binary representation. For this number, if you are adding tilde means, then what is mean by it is of reverse. The binary bits will become reverse of that means. Now all zeros will become ones, ones will become zeros. Then tilde 4 is then tilde 4 is this is the binary representation. Okay, now as we have seen that the most significant bit will represent the sign bit. Okay, most significant bit will represent sign bit. So 0 means positive number, negative means sorry, 1 means negative number. Remove these first number, that means that it is a negative number. So for the others, for other bits, we will do of 2's complement. If it is a negative number means internally it will represent in the form of 2's complement. Internally it will represent in the form of 2's complement. Somewhere, yeah, see here. So the most significant bit act as a signed bit. Zero means positive number. Okay, here we have one. One means it is a negative number. Okay, positive numbers will be represented directly in the memory, but negative numbers will be represented indirectly in the memory in the form of 2's complement form. Okay, 2's complements means this is a negative number. So for this internally, how it will represent internally means we need to do of 2's complement. 2's complement means again it will zeros to, it will reverse it. Okay, ones to zeros and zeros to one. All will become zeros. This one zero will become one, zero and zero. For this we will add of one. Okay, now it will become zero and one, one. Okay, zero. And third is one. Rest of all are zeros. So 101 means 5. Okay, this is a 5 and the sign bit is always it is there. That is the reason it is giving as minus 5. Okay, now next. Yesterday already I have explained this one. So just today also I have revised it for again. Okay, now bitwise complement operator, or else you will call it as a not also bitwise complement operator. Now, this bitwise complement operator is applicable only for Boolean types, not for integral types. Let's say, for example, of let's say we will take an example system.out.println. Okay, tilde of 10. Okay, it is tilde operator is applicable for integral, so it is not giving any error. Okay, so it is giving of minus 11. Okay, if you are giving of 100, so it will give of some numbers again. Okay, now if you are going for boolean values, if you are going for boolean values, then it is will become, it is not applicable. See, so the tilde is undefined for the argument types boolean, it is of error, it is not applicable for this. In the same way, there is one more bitwise complement operator. The complement operator is this one. Okay, shift one complement operator. So for this we can use only for this bitwise complement operator, we can use only for boolean type. For true or false values only we can use this complement operator, bitwise complement operator. Okay, but not for number, for integral variables. Okay, from this you should understood all bitwise operators and or XOR. These three operators applicable for both Boolean as well as integral types. Okay, the tilde symbol, this operator is applicable only for integral types, but not for Boolean types. Okay, and the bitwise complement operator is applicable only for Boolean, but not for integral type. Just these two are reverse. Okay, now from this bitwise operators are done. Now next move to short circuit operators. Okay, so the short circuit operators, it is exactly same as and or. This is there, right? This is of and, this is of or. Okay, so but there is some difference between this double and double r, single and single r. Okay, so if we are using single up and single r, then while evaluating compulsory both expressions, we should evaluate both expressions, we should evaluate, even compiler should evaluate both, and then it will come for some conclusion either true or false. Okay, but in case of if we are using double and double or operator, second argument is optional. That I'll explain through example, guys. No worry. The second second argument is optional. The reason is I'll tell you why it is. Okay. Now, relatively performance is low because if we have two expressions, compulsory we should evaluate two expressions. Compilers will evaluate two expressions and then it will come some conclusion whether true or false. Okay. Now, but in case of double and or short circuit operators, it is performance relatively performance is high because the second argument evaluation is optional. So at least it will take some time, right? So let's say for example, let's say for example, so this is one argument, this is another one. So for calculating the evaluation of this one plus x less than 10, for evaluating that it will take at least 5 seconds. Just assume 5 seconds it will take. For this also it will take off 5 seconds. Okay, totally is 10 seconds for evaluating that this one, right? If it is a just assume, if it is a single, if it is a single, it case of single and both argument must be evaluated always. So in that case it will take off 10 seconds. This is 5 seconds, this is 5 seconds. If we are using double and, if we are using a double and operator, depends on the situation. So the second argument is optional. So that means that it will complete only 5 seconds. If this is not required means, then compiler will not evaluate the second expression. So that means that the evaluation of the if condition will finish only within 5 seconds. That means that the comparatively the performance is high because in case of double end operator it will, the second operand is, second argument evaluation is optional. Why it is optional, that I will tell you. Okay. Now the last one is it is the and single and or operators are applicable for boolean as well as integral, but in case of double and double r is applicable only for boolean type but not for integral type variables. Okay, now let's see through some example. Now let's take this. In this case, what I am doing, the first condition, guys, what is the value of, what is the expression, what it will return? X. No, no, it is pre-increment. So it is some evaluation is doing. Okay, what is plus x less than 10, what it will return? What is mean by plus x? 11 less than 10. Then what is the, what it will return? 11 less than 10 means true or false? True. True. 11 less than 10. False, right? False, right? So again, this one next. Plus y greater than 15. It is 15 plus means 16 greater than 15. It is true, right? So the plus what is and symbol rule? If both arguments are true, if both arguments are true, then only, right? See, y x and y means y will be evaluated, the second expression, y will be evaluated if and only if x is true. If it is and symbol is there means if both are true, then only this block will execute, right? If first itself is false means there is no point of evaluating the second expression. Clear? This is the rule, guys. If and is there means, and means, even before itself I told you what is the meaning of and. Returns true if both arguments return true. Correct or not? Left side argument and right side argument, if both are returning true, then only it will return true. Right? If at least one is false, it is false only, always. Right? That's where if first argument evaluation is false, then there is no point of evaluating second argument. So that is the reason the second argument is optional. Okay, that's what here I told you. Come down. Yeah. Y will be evaluated. Second argument will be evaluated if and only if X is true. Okay. If X is true, then only second argument might be true, then the condition will pass. If it is false, then condition will fail. If the first X argument itself is false, means there is no point of going to second argument. Okay, Y won't be evaluated. Now X or Y, X or Y means Y will be evaluated. Okay, if and only if X is false. If first argument itself is true, then at least one argument is true, means the condition will false. Then directly it will go inside condition. Then directly it will go inside condition. No need to validate second argument. Okay. If it is a OR case means. See, AND case means if both are true, then it will return true. If first is true, then it will check for the second argument is true or false. If the first itself is returning false, means there is no point of evaluating second argument in case of AND. Okay, in case of OR, if the X is false, then it will go for second argument evaluation. It may result of true, right? That is the reason if X is true, then it won't evaluate of second argument. Okay, in case of R, that's what in that case second argument is optional. So only first argument it will evaluate and then it will continue the execution. So it is no need to execute or evaluate of second argument evaluation. So in that case, it is bit performance wise bit high compared to the normal and or operators. Okay. Now let's what is the x value and y value now, guys? Can you tell someone? What is the x value and y value now? Okay. 11 plus 16. Sure. Now let's say I'm thinking that is not the one. So it is of 10. Okay. It is of false. Now plus plus y. It is also incremented 15 plus again. This should come right. Okay. 11 plus 16. Okay. Evaluation is here done. Now good. Okay. Correct only. Which one? Decrement. Where? This one, right? Wait. This is a evaluation is completed. Let's wait. Run as debug. Now go inside here. This is evaluated fail, right? This is failed. It won't consider that. Then what is the value of y? 15 only, right? Then after this line, it is incrementing. This is condition is fail, right? It is not taking anything. Only this condition only it is evaluated. Right or not, guys? This condition is not evaluated. The reason is this itself is false, right? I told you second argument will be negligible. It is optional. If the first argument is true, if the first argument is true, then the second argument it will go. Now let's say, for example, if it is if it is 11, we'll keep it. Okay. Now this time, what is the first argument evaluation? This time I kept here like this. What is the value of this one? True or false? What is x value? 10, right? What I am doing, pre-increment or post-increment? Post-increment, right? What it will return? True or false? Tell me. It will return true, right? 10 less than 11, true. Then in this case, it will evaluate that. Then in this case, it will evaluate. This is true. If this is true, then it will evaluate compulsory, because in between we are using AND operator. Now let's run it, debug it. Now see what this will return. What is returning? See, true, right? Now next one also see what it is returning. No, see here, I have inspected that code. Plus plus 5 greater than 15 equal to true is returning. So both are true. Then if condition will execute, then already 11, right? The x value. Now again we are doing post increment. Then in this case, what is the x and y value? You only see 12 and 17. Why two times is incremented? Here x is one post increment, here x is one more post increment, right? Here y also becoming 17, right? Y also becoming 17. Why it is becoming 17? The reason, let me debug it. Okay, now it is of pre-increment. Okay, now what is the value? It is coming 16. Okay, now go inside. What is the value? It is coming 16. Now exit it. It is of 16. I thought why it is coming 17. Now let's run it again. 16 only, yeah. Okay, now if it is R, if it is R, I'll keep this only, this also. Now if I'm keeping R symbol, if I'm keeping R symbol, in this case what is the y value, guys? Tell me, what is the y value? It will come now. It will come as, there is no change, 15 only will come. The reason is the first argument itself is returning true. So then the second argument is optional in case of, see, x or y will be evaluated if and only if x is true. First argument itself is returning true, right? Right. Or else let's say 10. If I am giving like this, then in this case, second argument it will go. The first argument is, what is the value of this one? False, right? It is becoming pre-incremental. 11 less than 10, it is false. Then our condition will check for the second argument. Okay. Then in this case, the y value also will change. Okay. Next, is it clear, guys? Double and double R operator. In case of this, the second argument is optional. If you are using short circuit operands, okay, operators. Next one is typecasting. Next one is typecasting. There are two types of typecastings are there: implicit typecasting and explicit typecasting. Implicit typecasting means the compiler will convert automatically. We don't need to do any involvement. Developer involvement is not required for implicit typecasting. Explicit typecasting means developer need to do that explicitly to convert to that typecasting, to whichever that we are converting. Okay, so let's say implicit typecasting, we'll see some example. Int x equal to 10, int x equal to a, so internally it is of value 97, right or not? So compiler internally Let's say now, remove this. Normally, even though I am giving a internally, if I am printing x, if I am printing x, what it is printing? 97, right? So what I have given actually? A character, right? So that means that internally compiler will convert that character into int automatically by applying implicit typecasting. Okay, let's say one more example. This is of double. Okay, this is of double. Normally for double values we need of dot zero, some decimal is required or not, guys? So while printing it, what it is printing? 10.0.0, 10.0, right? So this dot zero is added by compiler. So internally it will do that implicit typecasting. Okay, that's what whenever the compiler is responsible for performing the implicit typecasting, there is no need to perform developer, no need to do anything from the developer side. Okay, when the compiler will do implicit typecasting means whenever we are assigning smaller data type value into bigger data type variable, then implicit typecasting will be performed by the compiler. Okay, if you want to keep smaller value into bigger data type, then automatically compiler will take care of that. We will call that as widening or upcasting. Widening or upcasting. Okay. Now, next, there is no loss of information in case of widening or upcasting or by doing the implicit typecasting. Okay, the implicit typecasting is this is of short the flow. Already we have seen this flow: byte, short, int, long, float, and double. So automatically we can keep byte variable inside short. Byte or short variable we can keep inside int variable. Automatically compiler can do that. Okay, but we can't keep integer variable inside short. Integer value into short. Then in that case we need to do of explicit typecasting, that we'll see now. Okay, this is some more examples I have given. Next is explicit typecasting. Explicit type, is it clear, guys? Implicit typecasting means, okay, or else let's say if it is longer way, that explicit typecasting, I'll tell you that. So internally it is taking of what is the character data type. Yeah, how many bytes it can store? Character 2 bytes, right? But where we are storing this character inside? In integer. What is the integer size? 4 bytes. That means smaller data type value we can keep inside a bigger data type variable. Okay, let's say, let's say, but we can't keep inside byte. We can't keep inside byte. So one second, it is of 2 smaller data type, or else we take off some byte equal to 10. Let's keep int. Okay, now if I want to assign byte a equal to, so 10 can be stored inside byte, right? Correct or not? 10 can be stored inside byte, but b is of type int. Int size is 4 bytes, but we are storing that int type value inside where? Byte, right? Byte is of only 8 bits, or short also, both are having. So from this you should understood the bigger data type value if you are keeping into smaller data type, then we need to do manually explicit typecasting, then it will not give any error. Okay, this is what explicit typecasting. If you are keeping like this before the variable and keep that into smaller data type, then in that case explicit typecasting is required. This is what the explicit typecasting. Okay, now let's see. The programmer is responsible to perform explicit typecasting whenever we are assigning bigger data type value. Bigger data type means int b is equal 10. It is of size is 4 bytes, right? Bigger data type value into smaller data type variable, short a equal to b. B is of type int, so that time it will give off exception. That time we need to do explicit typecasting. Okay, this is what explicit typecasting means. See, whenever you are assigning bigger data value to smaller data type, then explicit typecasting is required. It is also known as narrowing or downcasting. Okay, there may be a chance of loss of information while doing of narrowing or downcasting. Okay, now let's see for some examples. What is the value of? Let's normally let's see. Project, yeah. Now system dot out dot println x value is 130, right? Now x value is 130. Now I am converting that integer 130 value into byte. Byte b equal to x. Can I assign this value? What is the byte range? What is the byte range, guys? Minus 128 to plus 127. But what is the value that I have given here? X. I want to convert this integer value into byte. Okay. Now byte. It is not giving any error. Now what is the output of byte value b? Is it 130? Right? Correct or not? 130. What is coming now? Is it 130 coming or 126? 120 minus 126, guys, not plus. Minus 126 is coming. The reason is, let's say for example, okay, how it is coming minus 126 means, now let's do some explanation. Okay, what is the binary representation of 130? The binary representation of 130 is 265 is a 130, right? The 0. 232 is 64. 1 is remainder. 216 is 32. 0 remainder. 28 is 16. 0 remainder. 24 is 8. 0 remainder. 22 is 4. 0 remainder. 221 0. Okay. Now the binary representation of 130 is it is of like this, right or not? Right. Now I am keeping up 4 bytes data into byte means 8 by 8 bits. So then in this case, I am taking up only 8 bits. I am taking only 8 bits, right or not? Now after that, the first value is 1 means it is of negative value. Negative values will be stored inside the memory in the form of 2's complement. Okay. Now for all these numbers I am converting to zeros to 1 and ones to 0. First I am doing ones complement. Ones complement means it is of wherever that 0 is there, it will convert to 1. Wherever 1 is there, it will convert to 0. Right? So in this case, 5 zeros and 0 1 is come. This is a ones complement. So for the ones complement, I am adding of 1. Then it is become 2's complement. So 1 and 1, it is of here 1 will come, here 0 will come. 0 and 1, 1. It is of 1, 1, 1. So like this, this value I will calculate it. Okay, now let's see. 2 power 0 0. Okay, it is of 0 into 2 power 0 0. The rest of 64 plus 32 plus 16 plus 8 plus 4 plus 2. What is the value this one? 126. Okay, and the first bit is 1. It is of negative sign, so minus 1. Okay, that's what it is. Let's say for example, if I am giving 126, what it's coming? Now how exactly it is coming means, let's say minus 128, okay, minus 127, minus 126, minus 125, like this. Okay, let's assume 127, 120, up to 127 is the last, right? 126, 125. So now 130 is there, right? 130. So whenever it is 131 means from 127, what is the next value? It is coming back to again 127. Okay. After this is a 130, 128, 129, 130, 131. Okay. If you are giving 132, then it is becoming, what is the value? Tell me guys. From this you should understood. Again it will come from the reverse order. In the last it will come. Yes, exactly. The beyond that it will not go. It will reverse in the from backward again. Okay. Now that's what explicit typecasting. Okay. So for short data type also it is the same. Okay. Let's say this is of also one example. What is the double data type size? What is the double data type size, guys? 8 bytes, right? So I am assigning that 8 bytes data into integer. What is the integer data type size? 4 bytes. Okay, I said there may be a chance of loss of information also. Okay, so in this case, if I am printing integer value, the decimal points are removing. Decimal points are removing. That means there is some loss of information or not. Okay. So that time you should be bit carefully, we need to do that. Okay. Next, that's what this one already, this I have already explained that. Okay. Next, assignment operator. Next is assignment operator. Assignment operator means equal equal will call it as a single assignment. Okay, then we have three types of assignment operators there: single, chain and compound. Okay, there is one more compound assignment is also there. Int x equal to 0 means, then simply I can say like it is a simple assignment operator. If you are using single equal to only, then we can say it is a simple assignment operator. Or else we have a chained assignment also. Okay, chained assignment. In this case we need to see, let's say I have multiple variables. I have of multiple variables. Let's say int, let's remove this. Yeah, what is that? So I have created how many variables now, guys? 4 variables of type. All are having same type. All are having same type of variables: integer a, integer b, integer c, integer d. Normally what we need to do: int a, int b, int c, int d, like that we need to do. Okay, if all are same type, we can do a single line also. Okay, we can do in single line also. This is what we can assign multiple variables if of say all are same type. The assignment also we can do. We can do assignment also. Okay, but at the time of declaration we should not do that. At the time of declaration we should not do that. Let's say for example, this is the declaration. Okay, at the time of declaration, at the time of declaration we should not do that. Okay, integer variable is second. Yeah. Now in this case, see, only int a, the rest of the variables it is not able to identify that. B C D is not resolving. Okay, so that means that at the time of declaration we should not do assignments. Okay, so in this case int a only it is identifying, rest of all the variables is not identifying. Let's say for example, if I am B C D, if I am declaring in the above, then in this case no, B C D is already I have declared. Okay, in this case int a is first variable is declared, the rest of the things are already we have declared. In that case it is possible. In this case already BCD is declared. Okay, only in the second time only int a, this is only the variable, the rest of the things is not able to identify. Okay, if you are commenting this part, we are uncommenting this, then already these variables are declared. For that we are assigning the value in the one shot. This is possible again. Okay, but the assignment and declaration both are not possible in single line. Okay, we can't perform chain assignment directly at the time of declaration. Okay, see, BCD is not resolved in this case. Okay, but this is valid. BCD is declared. Again, int variable a is declared, and BCD variables are already decided, already declared in the above. For that, we are assigning values for in a single shot. That is not, that is possible again. Next, compound assignment. A equal to a plus b, like a equal to plus. It will do of some compound assignment. Let's say what it will do internally. Okay, now what is the meaning of a equal to a plus equal 20 means internally it is of a equal to a plus 20, the meaning of that. Okay, this is what compound assignment, we'll call it as a compound assignments. Okay, this is one. See, sometimes assignment operator mixed with some other operator. Such type of assignment operators are called compound assignments. Okay, the possible compound assignments are plus equal plus minus plus into, like this we can use of compound assignments. Okay, we will do of one example also. Okay, soon in the below. Yeah, this is will give error. The reason I'll tell you. Okay, so why it is giving error, guys? Byte b equal to 10, byte b equal to 10. So b equal to b plus 1, if you are writing like this it is giving error. But if you are adding this one, it will not give any error. This is a compound assignment, but internally compiler will do b equal to b plus 1. Okay, but if we are doing that it is giving error, right? Why it is giving error means there is some formula. I think already we have discussed max of int type a comma type b. So what is the max value of this one out of this integer, right? So that is the reason C cannot convert from int to byte. This is going to return off int value, but you are trying to insert into byte. That is not possible. Okay, that internally if you are using compound assignment, then compiler internally will do that. But if we are doing that, it is giving of error, it is following of some formula internally, max of int type a comma type b. Out of all, int is the max value, so it is returning of int type that we can't assign it to byte. Okay, but b equal to b plus equal to 1 is possible again. Okay, it will return 11. Okay, that's what this meaning. Again, this is of post increment, this case also possible. This is anyhow just now we have discussed, no issue. Next, yes, sorry, this is of implicit typecasting also it is doing, guys. Okay, sorry, explicit typecasting also it is doing internally. Okay, next, yeah, these are some example you can practice, guys. Okay, now I am going to give up one more example, an example with these things, an example with these. So first I have declared ABCD variables. Okay. For that, for all the variables I have assigned 10 value. A equal 10, B equal 10, C equal 10, D equal 10. Okay. All values are 10, 10, 10. But I am doing of some expression here. A equal to, this are all compound operations I am doing. All compound operations I am doing. Now, what is the value of A, B, C, D now? Okay, how it is becoming A, B, C, D, what values are coming, that will decide now. Now what is the value of A, guys? Now sorry, in this case it will evaluate from right to left, not from left to right. It will evaluate from right to left. Okay, the first value, what is the value of D? What is the value of D, guys? All values are, no, no, no. All values are 10, right? A equal 10, B equal 10, C equal 10, D equal 10. D, this, what is the meaning of this one? D, yeah, D equal to D by 2. Correct or not? Now, what is the value of D? Yes, D equal to 5. Okay. Now, the D value is assigning to C, right? C equal to C star equal to D, right or not? Now, what is the value of this one? What is 5 into 10? D equal 5, right? That means that, yes, C equal to 10 into 5, right? C equal to C into D. D is already 5 is there, calculated internally. So that means that now C value is 50. Okay. Now again B equal to, again B minus equal to C. What is the C value? 50. Right? 50. Now, what is the B value again? Yes, 10 minus 50. Right? Now, value is minus 40. Right or not? 10 minus 50 means minus 40. Right? Again, A equal to A plus E equal to B. And means minus 40. That means that A equal to 10 minus 40. That means what is the value? 30 minus 30. In this way, it will calculate all the things. Now let's see what is the value of all of them. C equal minus 30, B equal minus 40, C equal 50, D equal 5. From this you should understood, it will evaluate from left to right. Sorry, right to left, not left to right. Okay, right to left at the time of evaluation. At the time of compound assignment evaluation. Okay, now next go to conditional operator. There is some conditional operator, or we'll call it as a ternary operator also. We'll call it as a ternary operator also. I'll give some example also. So from this you should understood better way. Now Let's say we can't store this value into. So what is the evaluation of this one, guys? What is the evaluation of the which I have selected only? False, right? So false means it will go to after colon part. If it is a true means it will execute of question mark after question mark, and between question mark and colon part will execute. If it is a true, this condition means. If it is false means it will execute after colon part to semicolon. After colon part it will execute. Okay, now let's see. That is what we'll call it as a ternary operator. We'll call it as a ternary operator. Okay. What is the value is coming? 20. Sorry, 10. Right? That means that, let's say if I'm giving here as 20, here as 10, here as 10. Now, what is this evaluation? True. True means after colon part will execute, after semicolon, after question mark is there, right? That from that to semicolon part will execute. Now let's see it in this case, 20 will come. Okay. And nested operator also we can do multiple. So we can perform of nesting of conditional operator also we can achieve. From this you should tell what is the value of x. From this you should tell what is the value of x. Is it true or false? False means where it will execute? After colon part will execute. From this colon to till end. Okay. Out of this again, we have again ternary operator is there. So what is the value of this one? False. False means which one will execute? 60 or 70? Sorry? After colon, 70 will come. Okay? Yes. Maybe like this we can do nesting of ternary operator also we can do. Okay, if it is a true means after question mark will part will execute. If it is false means after colon part will execute. Okay, that's what ternary operator. Okay, next is new operator. New operator is used to create the object of the class. Object of class. So now before you have seen some employee class object, right? So how to create employee class object? By using empl emp equal to new empl. So this is what we will use to create object of EMPL class. To create the object of EMPL class, employee class, we will use of new operator. Okay, that's what the meaning. After creating an object, constructor will be executor. Constructor will be executed to perform the initialization. Default initialization is there. Default initialization. Okay, if you are not assigning any value, then default initialization will be assigned to the variable. Okay. Now, in Java, we have only new keyword, but we don't have a delete keyword to delete the objects. So that is the responsibility of garbage collector to delete the unused objects from the memory. Okay, but we will use of new keyword to create the objects. To delete the objects which is created by new operator, we don't have any delete keyword. That is the responsibility of JVM internally. Internally it will use of garbage collector to remove the unused objects from the memory. Okay. New operator, just assume, remember, it is used to create the object of the class. To create object for any class, we'll use of new operator. Okay. Next, this is of array operand. To create of arrays, we'll use of this square brackets operator will use to create the arrays. That's no need to explain anything on this. This is for creating of arrays. Next, evaluation of order of Java operands. Java operands. Let's say, for example, let me take up some example. Mm, Okay, let's take this, or else no issue. We'll write one class. What is this evaluation of operands? Order of operands means from left to right. From left to right. Order of evaluation of operands, not operators, operands. Okay. Now I'm taking up one simple class. Okay. Class. Friends. Friends text. Okay. Now what I am doing, guys, in this case, what is this add? Add is a method, right? I am calling multiple times. How many number of times? I am calling of multiple times this method. I am calling add method multiple times by passing add of 2, add of 3, into add of 5, divide by 3, add of 3 plus, like this I am doing. So how exactly it is going to give, how exactly it is going to give the evaluation. Now let's say we are getting up some value 207, or number is, okay, or calculation value. Okay. Now let's say we will evaluate that. Calculation value is coming. What is it? 25,200 is coming. Oh, let's see what is the difference between that and this. I'll check what the value it will come. Yeah, 207. That is a string. Okay, later it is adding 2. Okay, string, right? So that's leave it. Now how exactly it is going to evaluate this? Okay, now we will see what is the add of 2. It is going to, let's say for example, if I am doing this, what is the value it is? Commit is printing of number is 2, calculation also 2, right? So first it will execute of add method. Okay, now control Z, all will be, all first it will evaluate it. What is the value it will come? Now let's see what it is going to return. 2, 2, sorry, 2, and plus 2 plus 3 plus into 5 divided by 3, divided by 3 plus 10 into 20. So in this case, like this, how exactly it is going to evaluate in this case? Means the first priority it will give, the first priority whenever it is doing the evaluation from left to right. So first priority it will give multiplication and division. That is the first priority. Next it will go for plus and minus. The first priority it is going to give multiplication and division from left to right. Okay. What is the, now first multiplication is 2 plus 3 into 5, 15 divided by 3 plus 10 into 20. Okay, this is the first evaluation. After that, so after multiplication, next is division is there. Okay, 2 plus 15 by 3, 5 plus 10 into 20. Okay. Now again next 2 plus 5 plus 10 into 20. It is of 200. Okay. Next 2 plus 5 7 plus 200. Next 7 plus 200 207. These many times it will evaluate and then it will give the output as 207 at the end. Okay, this is what that. Okay guys, it is of from left to right. It will, that's even explanation also I have given like this. Okay, first it will do a first priority is multiplication and division it will give. After that addition and subtraction it will give the priority. Okay, and that too from left to right it will take it the priority. Is it clear guys this one or not? The evaluation. Clearly I have explained which one is done. Multiplication first. After that division. After that multiplication is there. So after that addition of first two, next two. Okay. This is some calculation guys. Whenever it is doing internal calculation, it will follow like this. Okay. Next, what is the difference between new operator and new instance? New operator and new instance. New operator is just now we have seen it is for creating the objects. Creating for objects. In this case, compulsory we should know the class in advance. Then only we can use new keyword for that class to create the object of that class. But a new instance is if you want to create object of a class, any class dynamically, if you don't know the class in advance, then in that case we should go for a new instance part. Okay, now let's see new part. We can use new operator to create object of a class if we know the class name in at the beginning. If you know the class name in advance, then we can create the object by using new operator. Okay, test t equal to new of test, student s equal to new of student. Okay, new student, student, customer c equal to new customer. In all these cases the class already I know at the time of beginning itself. Okay, but if you want to use a new instance means if you don't know the class name in advance, then we can use of new instance method. Okay, this new instance method is present in the class. There is a class called class. Okay, there is a class is there. So see, there is a class called class. So in this class, there is a method called new instance method is available in that class to create object of any class. If you don't know the class at the beginning, if we are passing that object class name as dynamically at runtime, for that dynamically provided class, if you want to create object, then we can use of new instance class. Okay, sorry, new instance method. Now let's see through practically. Remove it. Yeah. Now in this case, just a create a main method. There is a class called class. Inside that we have a method called new instance method. Let's say for example, if I'm created some class emp. Okay. Next create one more class customer. Okay, just cust. Now if I want to create object of emp class or customer class dynamically or some other class dynamically, then I can use of new instance method. This method is available inside class. Inside the class there is a class is there. Inside that we have a method called new instance method. Okay, now let's say if I want to create object of emp class, we need to pass that value dynamically. Okay, if I want to create object of cust class, customer class. Then it will create a no issue. I'm not passing anything. Zero value it is. Now let's pass that operands emp. Then it will create a object created for emp class. Okay. If I am passing customer class, if I am passing customer class, then it will create object for customer class. If I am passing some other class, okay, any predefined class, java dot lang dot string class. If I am passing this one, then it will create object for java dot lang dot string class object. It is created. So that means that from this you should understood the new operator is for the class name. You should know before that if you are using new operator. Okay, if you don't know the class name in advance and that too you want to create object for the class which is dynamically you are passing, then in that case we should go for a new instance method. New instance method, this is method available in class called, there is a class inside that the method is new instance method is available. Okay, next. So this I have given one more example also. If you want you can do that. Okay, next. If you want I have given one more example also, that is yeah, see, I have created one employee class. Employee class contains one m1 method and customer also one class is there. Customer class also contain one m1 method. Okay, I want to create object of employee class or customer class dynamically and call that method. Okay, if it is employee class, create employee class object and convert to the employee class object and then use of call of that m1 method. We have seen already instance of method, instance of operator. Okay, now if I am passing, let's run it first. It will give no issue. Test for okay. Now run it first time. It will give error. No issue. We need to pass dynamically the values. Now, if I am passing employee class and run it, it is going to call off created object of employee class and call of employee class one m1 method is called. Now let's debug it if you want to. Sorry, yeah, let's debug it. See, whenever first I am passing of employee class, right? So it is created object for employee class, internal it contains of employee class. So it will convert, it will go to inside if block. So that obj is converting into employee. Obj is converting into employee class object. Now employee is calling employee one method. So see employee class m1 method is called somewhere in the above employee class m1 method is called. Okay, that's what is happening. Let's say if you are passing customer class, then this method should execute and else block also should execute. This part should execute in that case. Now let's run as run configuration and pass it and run it. See, object created for customer class and customer class m1 method is executed. Okay, next, go for next. Yeah, so in case of new operator, based on our requirement we can use any constructor. Okay, if you are using new operator, either we can use default constructor or parametric constructor or anything that we can use it. But if you are using new instance method, okay, if you are using new instance method compulsory internally it will call only default constructor. Okay, to use of new instance method compulsory the class contains default constructor only. Okay, otherwise you'll get off it can't create the object. Okay, see, but new instance method internally calls no argument constructor to use of new instance method. Okay, compulsory the corresponding class should contains no argument constructor. Otherwise, you'll get runtime exception saying instantiation exception. Let's say if I am giving some parameterized constructor here, constructor with some or string message. Okay, let's leave it. In this case, if I am passing employee, now let's see. It is giving of instantiation exception. Compulsory. We need of default constructor only. We need of default constructor. This is a default constructor. If this is there, then only internally it can execute of it can create of object of employee class. Okay. If we are using new instance method of class. Okay. That's what the meaning of this one. Okay. Now this is done. This was that. That's also clear. This is also done. Yeah. The difference between new and new instance is it is a operator in Java. It is a method in java.lang class. It is a method. This is operator. Okay. We can use new operator to create object of a class. Okay. But before that, we should know the class name in advance. But this is we don't need to know the class name in advance, but we can use create object of that class by using new instance at a dynamically. Okay, to create new to use new operator, so we can use of no argument constructor or parametric constructor, anything that we can use if you are using new operator. Okay, but in case of new instance method compulsory we need of default constructor or no argument constructor is compulsory required to create object of class dynamically by using new instance method. Okay, that's what this point, third point. Okay, at runtime if a class not available, then we'll get off no class found error will get it, no class def found error will get it. If a runtime if a class is not available, class not found exception. Okay, let's say we'll see one example for this, or else we can see this example tomorrow. Okay, this example I will explain it tomorrow, or else we can see now also. Okay, now let's see that. Go to show view, navigator. Yeah. So internally, if I'm created this class is there. So while running that, if I'm deleting of employee class. Okay. Now it will give off runtime. It will give while creating object. See, it is giving off class not found exception. Class not found exception is giving. See, class not found exception is giving. If we are running, if you are using of new operator, if you are using of new operator, let's say employee class, IMPL class, right? Take off this IMPL class test. Now main method, okay, EMPL equal to new EMPL. Okay. Now, if the class EMPL class is there, right? Now let's delete of this class EMPL operator class At runtime, it will look for that class. If you are using new operator means it is of no class def found error will come. This is case no class def found error will come in this case. If you are using new operator and then if the runtime this employee dot class file is not available, then it will give a no class def found error. In the other case, in the new instance time, this time it is going to execute of it is giving of class not found exception, not no class def found error, class not found exception. That is the difference between these two. Okay, no class def found error and class not found exception. Okay, that is what this both guys. Okay, I think one more instance of already we have discussed. So in this case, instance of operator is used to know the object, which type of object it is. If obj is of type employee, obj is of type customer, to know that we can use of instance of operator. Along with that, there is a one more method called is instance method. Is instance of e, either it is the employee object or not. To know that, we can use of along with instance of operator, we can use of is instance method. Both are having same. Okay, this is instance method is used if you are using of dynamically. If you are using of dynamically class created, for that we can use is instance. If you are using normal one, then we can use of is instance of operator. Okay, that depends on the situation where exactly you are using, in which context. Depending on that, we can use it. Okay, that's what the operators and assignment, guys. Okay, maybe you might not fully understood, you can revise it. If any doubt is there, we'll discuss it again tomorrow. Okay, all these are, yes, all these are theoretical things, guys. Okay, you should understood that. If any doubt is there, you do practically. If any doubt is there, come tomorrow, we will discuss it again. Okay, yeah, that's what for today's class, guys. We'll meet again tomorrow. Thank you.